Welcome, Gemini, to your monthly love reading for August of 2018. So, of course, this is a different format that I'm doing. So, this is going to be just for the month, and we'll see how it goes. All right. So, I feel as we look into the beginning of the month, I feel that many of you want to connect with somebody. Okay, you're feeling good about someone, and this is an opportunity that you would like to take. And maybe it's been something that's been growing for some time. Some of you could even be you're still feeling some type of way about an ex-partner who has moved on to someone else, and that's really bothering you. And this new opportunity or love that's pending is still growing. I feel that person is still dealing with something from their past, and they're close to that other person, like really close to them, and they're trying their best to make sure that they're okay. It could be something personal that they have gone through with that person, making sure that they're all right. Maybe a traumatic experience or something. Say if they broke up with them and that really brought a lot of trauma to them, or something else that's very severe. It could have them depressed, needing some kind of counseling, things like that. So I feel like that person that you have been dealing with, they're trying their best to be kind and sensitive and compassionate to that other person, and also take care of themselves right now. Maybe just for instance, if you haven't been dealing with anybody just yet, that anxiety that your ex-partner or someone is feeling is very tense. All right, it's coming through very strong. So the regret is there, the sadness is there, and even if you feel like they don't feel some type of way about the misgivings between you two, it's there. All right, that's coming through. All right, so I feel just keep that in mind as you focus on, well, not focus on, but the first week, I feel like there's opportunity to communicate some things. But even if you do, it's not going to be all that you want. It's like 50% of what they are saying. That's all that's coming out, because of the other 50 is because someone else's energy is in the way. All right, so they could be kind of just saying a few things, only letting you know what they want you to know at that time. So as we approach the second month, I feel like a lot of you might, the tension might be there, because you could be coming to the realization, if you haven't already done so, that that's been going on, right? And I feel like this might be a secret connection or a secret relationship that some of you might have, and you could be dealing with two different scenarios. All right, especially if you're dealing with another Gemini. This could be, it just depends on how that is. And it could be a marriage or relationship where you're avoiding getting into any kind of confrontation, because that's not going to really take you anywhere. You're also avoiding getting into confrontation because you feel like someone that you have been dealing with, maybe an ex-partner, they don't know how to act or respond to you moving on, or you letting go, or a certain request to just leave you be. Or if you let them know that you're dealing with someone else, and it could have come as a surprise, something that you've been holding back, or a secret or something like that, and it's there, a lot of you might just avoid the whole topic in general, because you don't want that cat out of the bag just yet, or to bring up that conversation. And also issues around your belief structure, your system, your family environment, maybe even friends that even have certain things to say about the choices that you have made. The mother, the father might be having, their 10-20 cents to put into it. So I want to say 2 cents, because I feel like, a lot of times they can, have some good advice for you when it comes to the connections that you choose, but they don't have the final say so. So keep that in mind. Even with an ex-partner, you don't have the final say so about what you choose to do. But I feel like there's a relationship that's there between you and someone else. And others of you, for instance, you are still feeling, that's someone that you moved on from. They're getting to know someone else, and there could be a child involved, children involved, that's there, or keeping you two apart in some way. It could be that your child is not liking your partner. They don't like to be around them, or how they might be treating you, or just the whole vibe of that, or because that you have some regret with someone that you lost and that you might be mourning over, that crossed over to the other side. It's like your child or children may not like that particular person in your life. Something like that could be going on. These things are just coming to me. So as you approach that, so yes, a relationship or something is there, a connection that you would like to get off the ground, it's there. But I feel like your partner is kind of waiting patiently for things to unfold. And I feel because of the waiting, because of you kind of taking a step back in some way, because of the lack of trust that you might have for them, and the fact that you can't help how you feel and you don't want to get into confrontation, there needs to be a decision towards the 3rd week of August that you are making, because you feel like you might miss an opportunity. That may very well be true, but it doesn't mean that's the end of all things. But there may be a missed opportunity if you don't make a certain decision when it comes to you and the person that you might be dealing with. I feel what is required is that they go through a separation or divorce themselves from a situation that they put themselves in by being of service to someone constantly, and being, you know, self-sacrificing in a way that they don't need to do that. And you know, you can't do that for someone else to please them, because you still have to live your life. You can coach them, you know, try to heal, help them, give them advice, but you can't have that constantly affect your current relationship or your life in general, because that's not your responsibility. But sometimes when you're dealing with somebody like that, they may feel obliged to or feel responsible for how that person might be feeling because they've moved on from them. You could be dealing with something like that as well. All right, so I feel like what's required is that they go through the separation, divorce, and then you two can come together and then kind of commit. That's part of the process that could be happening as you move into the 3rd week of August. But then I feel, because you know that that needs to happen, it might not happen just yet, because there might be conflicts and arguments between you and them, and things come to a halt towards the end of the month. And I feel like they're holding on to the stress of some kind of divorce or what they need to separate themselves from. You're going through the same type of scenario, and I feel like the depression and the severity of the situation is kind of heavy on both of your minds. So then you're kind of bracing yourself for more to come. You're like, you know, what's September going to bring? You know, is it going to bring more of this? You know, the same kind of pattern over and over again. That's why I always feel like we always have opportunities and different cycles that we run into to try to close certain doors, to try to heal certain rifts. But sometimes we do miss opportunities because we choose to stay with certain, you know, patterns or types of behavior, and we sometimes miss these things that are there as opportunities. But doesn't mean that it won't work out. I just feel like these things are happening throughout the month, so something is definitely coming through. I'm just going to take some time and just try to bear with your love interest or romantic partner. If you feel like you need to disconnect and completely remove yourself as well, it's something that you may very well do, because somebody may not want to travel or relocate or make a big life change, because that's what is required of them. So I feel that you got to be just be mindful about, you know, what's going on and taking your time to work through the process of the month. So that's going to be your reading, and I do hope that the messages did help out in some way. Tons of love, lots of light to you, tons of healing vibes. I wish you the best, and you can always go to psychicloveheals.com to schedule something personally for your energy, as these are general. All right, have a good one.